Wait. Kat Abughazaleh, my favorite progressive grifter, released a stream. She had a stream. Did she talk about this?
Let's talk about the world right now, because what a mess. Trump bombed Venezuela to kidnap its head of state, and we're supposed to pretend like that's a normal thing to do. It's not. We put out a video on this.
I don't think that anyone... Did she put out a video? I don't think that anyone is pretending that this is normal. Even the people who are happy about this are not saying that it's normal. Oh yeah, there's a video. Okay. But I don't think anyone is saying that this is normal. Even the people who are in favor of it are like, isn't this so cool? But they're also like, this was such a clean operation. You know, this was so successful. This is in favor of peace and all that normal, you know, Fox News adjacent rhetoric.
I insisted that we need to draft up articles of impeachment of this man ASAP. I mean, 30 years ago, lying about was an impeachable offense, and for some reason going into another country, bombing a civilian center, and then kidnapping a head of state so that way you can get more oil isn't. I don't like that.
Hey! Finally, okay, this is one thing I like about being a centrist, or aspiring centrist. I'm colloquially a conservative, but this is one thing I like about kind of like keeping an open mind, not diving headfirst into partisanship, is because, you know, I love looking at, you know, the left and the right, and regardless of what side of the aisle you're on politically, agreeing with what you're saying, being able to find common ground with people on both sides of the aisle. She is completely correct, regardless of, you know, I'm sure we completely disagree. She probably is in love with Maduro. She probably has a Maduro picture somewhere on that wall. But, you know, I don't think that Maduro was a great guy. I think he was, you know, corrupt and harmed his people or whatever. But it was blatantly unconstitutional for us to go into Venezuela, grab him, take him to America, and be like, yay, woo. Especially, and this is just constitutionally, that's unconstitutional, not to even go into international law, right? So this was just, you know, a bad move. And it's because it's unconstitutional, unfortunately. I generally agree with the things that Trump does more often than not, but because this is unconstitutional, yes, I think there are grounds to impeach this guy over doing something unconstitutional that is beyond the bounds of the powers that he's been given.
Like that. If I'm in Congress, if I have anything to say about it, I will draft articles of impeachment day one.
And I would co-sign those with you.
And I don't think that we should equivocate on this at all.
Okay, now I'm going to pause and stop this video before she says something I disagree with. Because she is a leftist and a bit of a grifter at the end of the day, but we must give credit where credit is due, okay? Kat Abughazaleh, I hope I'm saying it right, is right on the money. I do think that there should be articles of impeachment drafted up against Trump. And I say this is someone who voted for him. I don't support him, and I do agree with him more often than not on things that he's done. Even if I don't always agree with the methods. But this is just too big and too bad to ignore for my tastes.